Hey, and thanks for checking out how to do things with search, making Google, Wikipedia, and YouTube do the work for you. I've actually really wanted to make a presentation or a guide like this for some time for lots of different people in my life because it seems that I'm always the one that they end up turning to when they need help with things. So let's get started. First and foremost, I want to introduce myself. This is a picture of me that I just snapped. My name is Matthew, and I am creating this project in part as a requirement for one of my graduate classes. Let's get started. As I said, just by the nature of who I am, I end up getting emails and phone calls and tweets and text messages at all times of the day, at all hours of the night, with the phrase "I need help" from my friends, from my colleagues, from my coworkers, and even from my parents. And the particular example that I'm going to use in a few minutes is one from my dad. The three tools that I most often turn to when I need to find information are Google, YouTube, and of course, Wikipedia. Let's start first with Google. When do I turn to Google? Whenever I'm asking any type of question that starts with how do I, who, when did, or when does, where is, what is, why do, fill in the blank with any of those. The first place that I go is Google. Not many people realize that you can ask Google questions if you just formulate exactly what you want to know as you type it into Google, and especially now with instant search, you can get pretty specific instructions or pretty specific information on what you're looking for. The example that you're seeing right now is I was trying to help my dad set up his Gmail on his BlackBerry. I don't have a BlackBerry. I don't know how to use one, but I was able to go to Google and type in how to set up Gmail on a BlackBerry, and lo and behold, found the answer. The key when you're searching in Google is going to be to ask Google questions, and when you're asking Google questions, be very specific in what you're asking. The more specific that you can get, the less you're going to have to search and the closer you're going to get to finding your answer. There was a funny story about one of my colleagues accidentally turned her Google Docs, translated it into Spanish. And when they asked me, they came straight to me and asked, "How do we fix this problem?" And I said, "Well, the very first thing I would do would be to go to Google and say, Google, how do I change the language settings on my Google Docs?" And you guessed it, they typed that into Google, and within 60 seconds they had an answer. Let's take a look now at when to use Wikipedia. I turn to Wikipedia when I need to ask the following questions: who, when did or when does, where is, or what is. When I need to know quick factual information, I turn to Wikipedia. When it's not something procedural, when it's not something that lends itself to step-by-step instruction or step-by-step instructions, I turn to Wikipedia when I just need to get my hands on information as quickly as possible. For example, here's the entry on BlackBerry. Something that I should point out is that I usually end up accessing Wikipedia via Google. Very rarely do I actually go straight to Wikipedia to find something, but as more and more sites are chronicled by Google, Wikipedia ends up being right near the top. And finally, YouTube. Believe it or not, as I love to say, YouTube is not just for cat videos anymore. And more I'm trying to get kids, students, teachers, parents, even my own parents, to look to YouTube for as a huge resource, especially when you need to ask questions like how do I or what is. The previous example that I was using with Google was how do I help my dad set up his Gmail on his BlackBerry. Since I don't have a BlackBerry and I'm not very fluent in how to work it, um, after I looked up the step-by-step instructions and they started referencing things that I didn't understand, I hopped over to YouTube, searched for the same exact search phrase, how to set up Gmail on BlackBerry, and believe it or not, people have created many videos explaining step by step how to do this task. As you can see from these examples, when you turn to Google, Wikipedia, and YouTube for your search needs, search really becomes transformed into more of a critical, more analytic process because you're going to end up getting so many resources and so many hits and websites and results that you're going to have to sort very quickly through what it is that you need. The ultimate goal of this entire process is that is that hopefully people can learn from this and learn to do it themselves. So I like to think of this as a DIY, a do-it-yourself kind of project. And ultimately, in addition to doing it yourself, really learning how to think and evaluate for yourself, how to identify which resources are reputable, which cross-checking your facts, using multiple sources to get the data that you need. These are not incredibly difficult strategies. These are not something that makes me special or that makes others special who have mastered the art of search. That's why I really created this instructional video to help other people learn to use YouTube, Wikipedia, and Google to their advantage. Thanks. Here's just some quick information about where I got my information from and my name and the year. Feel free to use this, share it, remix it, do whatever you like. Just don't make money off of it. If you have any questions, my Twitter name is MJ Kruger Ross, Krugerross. Would love to hear from you.